Wavelength project has been running for 3 years now. Some of the young people that we've been working with have been with us since the very beginning, others we've been seeing for less than a year, but I can honestly say every single one of the people affected by Wavelength so far have made positive progress in one area or another. I think this is really in 3 specific ways. So firstly, musically. Secondly, they've made progress socially, but also we think that the project has had a real benefit on their individual mental health. So firstly, in terms of music, just the fact that these young people have had a routine where they've had a space to make music in, most of them every week for a long period of time, has made a massive impact. So they're working with different people, sometimes they're on their own, sometimes they're in groups, sometimes they're performing in bands, other times they're writing songs, other times they're recording. Just this exposure to music over such a long period of time is having a massive impact on their musical skills. So, for example, there are some individuals who came to us already with an interest in music. Perhaps they already played an instrument, some already played ukulele, some already played piano, some play guitar. All of those individuals that have carried on with those instruments have just gained an experience. They've learnt more chords, they've learnt more songs, they've learnt the ability to play with other people, and they're all now at a level where they're happy to perform on those instruments in front of other people. But also they've had the courage to pick up new things. Some people maybe that were never interested in music before have come along and picked up a new instrument. Some people that felt very safe playing the guitar or the piano have branched out into something new and learnt a new instrument from scratch. So that's given them a lot more skills and a lot more confidence that they can try new things too. Another way that they've really benefited and made progress is just in their courage to be able to share things. So for example, there's one young girl who is going to play some guitar at the concert, and she was worried about the part that she was playing. And she said, I don't think it's good enough, I'm not sure whether I'm a high enough standard to play in front of other people yet. But then multiple people in the group came forward and said, yeah, but last year you'd never even picked up a guitar before, you didn't even want to play the guitar. This is the very first time that you're ever going to be playing something in front of anybody else. That boosted her confidence, that gave her the courage to then go, okay, yeah, I can do that. And that's a massive step forward for her. And there's lots of other examples too, of where people maybe have fallen out of love with music a little bit. So there was a young man that I was working with who used to produce a lot of his own music, but was picked on at school. People didn't think that what he was doing was very good. And so that, teamed with some of his own mental health issues, he kind of stepped back inside himself and stopped making music. And so this project has just been his journey to get him back to the point where he has the courage to make music on his own at home again. And that is a huge positive progress for him. Also, the fact that every single person on this project, I think, has created or helped to create a piece of original music. That is amazing, especially when we look at that from a point of view of musicians. It's difficult for a musician on any level to create something unique, to put their heart and soul into a creation. And the fact that all these young people have done that, at whatever stage of their musical career, some people have been playing for a while, but others have only just started in the last few months or year or few years. The fact that they've already created something is amazing. So secondly, I want to talk about how it's had a big impact on the young people socially, and they've really come on a journey in terms of that. In fact, there are some young people that we met 3 years ago that are barely recognisable in our sessions today. People that we didn't hear speak for the first 2, 3, 4 sessions. They would constantly look to somebody else for reassurance, and we wouldn't really hear them opening their mouth. Well, now they're a huge part of the group. They're engaging in conversations, they're talking to us, they're even singing and recording their voices in spoken word parts or sung parts. And that kind of progression, from what we've heard anecdotally, is something that has also followed and taken place outside of these sessions as well. And so it's really helped these young people to have more confidence socially in their own communication, their own dealings with peers and with older ones too, outside of Wavelength. So that is a massive part of their journey.